You want us to move?
Yeah, I know.
Cool.
Hey, shut it off to say that.
You're gonna love this. However, this is something that I remember from my first summer as a branch manager or any office that I ran. This is something that I heavily counted on because it gave my reps a lot of certainty. So, does everybody have the documents?
Yeah.
Can you please pull up vector metrics? We're gonna go over that first. Yes.
This is what I do. All the sayings, all the random shit that y'all know, it's all here.
This is where you get it. Yeah. So, cool. Everybody have the document pulled up?
Yeah. Oh, you got a Sprite.
I did. I'll take another Sprite. Diabetes. My blood sugar's low. So, shotgun and Sprite. But, okay. So, diving in. This is going to be a lot of reading. We're going to popcorn read through the document. I'm just going to give you guys the whys behind everything. So, a lot of you guys still don't really fully understand how the jobs and numbers game. A lot of you guys have heard it multiple times. All of you have heard of it, right? Your manager telling you it's a numbers game, make more calls, focus on the activities. The reason it's a numbers game because it's a business. Understand, business is always broken down to a science, okay? That's in any business, not just here in Vector, but my uncle owns auto shops, and his business is broken down to a science where he knows how many customers call in on a day-to-day basis. Kroger knows how many people walk into their stores on a day-to-day basis, right? Subway knows when to staff the most people because they know when they're the busiest, right? If you go to Subway at like noon, they have like 6 people working. You go at like 5 o'clock, it's like 1 person, right? And so everything is always a system. Now, what's exciting for us is we have Drew Frank, who's broken down everything numerically for us. Now, what this does for you is it gives you a tool for your representative. Anybody ever heard a rep, or maybe you've said it yourself, where the rep went something like, oh man, I hope I book these demos, or, you know, I hope I sell this, or, you know, I hope I sell 1,000 this week if I do 10 demos. Anybody ever heard that before? Right? Or like, there's always sometimes reps have this fear, like, how am I going to consistently do this job? A lot of reps when they're new, and so maybe you've been there before, where they think everything is winging it. Who's been there before?
Yeah.
Right? That's not the case, by the way. In any successful office here in Vector, winging it is not a thing. Everything is run off systems, right? So let's read through the document together. So Jacob, if you want to start us off, it says training metrics.
So let's start training metrics. So the 30 minutes names list. Names list is an activity in training, not an assignment after. 100 names leads to 75% of the phone numbers. For phone calls, 90-minute phone time leads to 6 to 8 demos set, divided by 2 to 3 hours, which is 10 to 15. That doesn't make sense. How is that?
It's not I don't think it's a division.
What is that? In math, this is division. Okay.
We're not in calculus.
Oh, I see. Okay. 90-minute phone time, 60 demo set. 2 to 3 hours of phone time, 10 to 15 demo set.
There you go.
There you go.
Okay, the 5-2-1 metric. The top 5 first weekend, best 2 on the first day, first demo guaranteed sale. 10 demos first weekend standard. 10 demos scheduled, which means 7 to 8 completed, which leads to your first promo. Fast start standard. Do 2 demos a day. That's 20 demos. Over the fast start, which equates to 3K CPO, $400 in income, plus the prizes, plus 2 programs.
Okay, cool. So that's essentially from when they launch to Monday, right? Their whole first 10 days. The big thing on here, so one thing that's not written, that we found that every hour of phone time equals 1 demo completed. That is mathematically what it breaks down to. You don't tell your reps that in the beginning, by the way, because I will scare them. But good number for you to know is every hour of phone time that your reps do will equal to them completing 1 demo. Okay? That's just how it would cancels, reschedules.
There beef hot dogs, no byproducts, no corn pork fillers.
Is it kosher?
What?
So just with reschedules, cancels, so on and so
Basically,
forth.
it's like hour of phone time, they book this many demos, and then some reschedule and cancel.
Right.
Um,
So if you took a rep's whole week,
Yeah.
took that number of demos they did, divided by the hour phone time that they did, it will always equal every hour phone time. So on. Okay. So moving on to the rep PPR metric. So as far as PPR goes, who knows what PPR is?
Productivity per rep.
Yes.
I think it is.
Wait, what?
So-
I was just saying stuff.
PPR, for you guys who didn't hear Jacob, is productivity per representative. That means how much on average every rep in your office sells, okay? This is an important number because you'll have reps in your office doing really well, right? That are like 10K for the campaign, 15, 20, 30K. And it might be like 2 or 3 of them, but it'll make you think, wow, I'm really good at teaching people how to sell Cutco. And then you'll look at your other 20 people and they're at like 1,000. That's not the appropriate way to run an office, right? And I can walk you guys through top 25 reports where that was the case this past summer. We had someone phenomenal in an office, and then we had the manager wasn't really paying attention to anyone else, right? Your objective is if you do have someone phenomenal, as everyone else should elevate and follow their path, right? And this is why this comes in handy, because what this does is it gives you power over your representatives where you have the tools to help them succeed. Does that make sense? What this does is it takes away the luck factor and it gives them, okay, I have all the answers now. Now I just need to work. And that's where you want them to be mentally, okay? So if you can, Tevin, where it says why reps sell, start us there.
Why reps sell? Feel good, have people to call, have a plan. $100 per demo. 100 demos times 70% completion equals 70 times 60% equals 40 sales times 250.
Okay, so let me stop you right there. That's a little confusing out there. And what that means is every demo that a rep completes, like every demo one of your reps books is $100 in CPO. Okay, I know the average order is $250, but this includes no sales, cancellations, everything. It comes down to $100 per demo. So what that means, if I want to have a 10K week, well, how many demos do I need to generate? 100. I need to generate exactly 100 demos, and that will get me a 10K week. Okay. So, and then the tripling doubling metric, this is like their first weekend, right? So first weekend times 2 times their fast start PPR, which will lead to, essentially this is what you need to know, is that 7 demos a week, which is 1 demo a day on average. And for a full-time rep, 15 to 20 demos a week, which is 3 demos on average.
Okay,
Okay, go ahead.
So to find PPR, we take the total amount of CPL sold by your reps,
Yes,
divided by how many reps there are.
Ashley, how much did you sell last summer?
88.
Okay, how many people did you recruit?
I don't even know.
Guesstimate.
16. Like launch?
Yeah, launch.
55.
So Ashley's productivity last summer was 1,600.
Oh, not bad.
Solid. Which the company average,
That's
you
an
guys,
estimate. I'm not sure if that's.
right, guesstimate. Now the company average is about 1,500. So you always want to be over that. So good work on that, Ashley. Okay, anyway, so this breaks it down for your representatives. We don't have to go into detail about this, but essentially what it breaks down to is what's going to get them to dirty 30 by how many weeks they have, right? And it shows you how many phone calls a day they need to do all the way to how much income they will earn. Is everybody following along on that? Okay. Now this is where it gets fun. Okay. So this goes down to the office metrics. So this is how you plan essentially your weeks, right? Your campaign. Now, something to understand, and I hope you guys have gotten this in this business, is we only succeed as managers when who succeeds? Our reps. So our job is to recruit a lot of people and help them be really successful, right? Now, is everyone going to be successful at a high level? Absolutely not. It's always a 20-80, right? However, you want a consistent through your top 25 report. Can you pull those up for me, please, the top 25? So the office metrics. Brooke, if you could read that for us.
Recruit, retain more than you lose, have a big army, more reps on Rolo, 2.5 newsletter metric, how many reps over 1,000 times 2.5 equals weekly sales report, 4 quadrants, track 0 to 2 to 49, 250 to 499, 500 to 1,000, 1,000 plus each week, coach to next level.
I have a question about
the
quadrants. I know what that's referring, but is that something that we address at like team meeting or
No.
PCs?
No. So this is a quadrant, and I'm going to write it out for you guys. So if I want to have a 10K week, my biggest thing is like how many people do I need on the newsletter, right? So what I would do is 10K. Who knows? I need 10 people in the newsletter. Do you know how to get that? Can you explain it to everyone?
Isn't it just divided by 2.5?
No,
it's
divided by
multiplied by
2.5. So it's what you want total divided by 2.5, and they'll give you a round number, and that's how many people you need on the newsletter. Okay? And that's how we. Now, that's not the same in every office. That the only time the number doesn't work is if an office isn't recruiting appropriately, or 10K fast starter throws it off. Make sense? If you have an office that's launching 2 people a week, and both of those people are selling $5,000 each, that number is not going to work. Okay? And another thing, by the way, that manager's getting lucky at a high level, because they're not doing their job as a recruiter. That's what we are. We're recruiters. So as far as the quadrants go, guys, it's very simple. It's 0 to 250, 250 to 500, 500 to 1,000, and then everybody that was on the newsletter. You do this at staff meeting. Okay, so when you break your team down, every week at staff meeting, it's in Drew's.
By the way, staff meeting might be you plus you.
Yeah, it might be. But by the way, my first 4 staff meetings as a branch manager were me and trophies. And by the 4th one, I was like, this is stupid. And then I invited some reps, and they became my AMs all summer. So just do that.
You still want to do this exercise on a weekly basis to really
Yeah.
know where your reps are at and be able to talk to them the right way as you go to the next
So
meeting.
Yeah, and if you don't do this, what I find is that you won't be aware, because there's so many things going on in the summer. Just look at right now, look at your life and how many things are going on and how many things slip through the crack, right? In the summer, it's crazy times 10. So it's important to remember that. Go ahead.
So the whole purpose of the quad is to see, like, okay, where are all the reps at? What do I need to address with this group?
Yes, so this is for your PCs, right? So if I have a rep from 0 to 250, I need to have an up or out conversation with them, right? If I have a rep from 250 to 500, I need to have a conversation about getting to 500 plus, right?
Now, Tuesday PDI, this is huge. When you do look back, look forward, right here, you can use that.
Yeah, so when you're setting up this next week for them, right? 500 to 1,000, I want to talk to them. My favorite thing to say is like, oh, dude, that sucks. You almost made it. And in the newsletter, obviously, I want to talk to them about consistency. I want to talk about consistently being on the newsletter, right? Every conversation is getting them on the newsletter. But understand, somebody who's now going from a 0 to 1,000, is it really that hard? No, right? However, you want to have the appropriate conversation with someone. You don't want to scare them, because if you tell them, hey, you sold 0 this week, you have to sell 1,000 next week, how's it going to make someone feel?
Oh shit, this is impossible.
Right? And you don't want them to quit. You want to create productivity. So, all right, now moving forward to the campaign metrics. So this shows, how do I get this? Can someone read out loud for me, please? Cheyenne?
Top 25 metric, 25 campaign date, rep sales times 100 equals campaign CEO. Top 10 rep focus, 10 hours per week with top 10 reps, create foundation of top 10K. Closes the CPO, highest propensity to sell this week. This is the focus. Summer push weeks, S1 push plus SC2 push total times 2 summer campaign sales.
Okay, so going back. So the top 25 metric, as far as that goes, very simple one. You take your number 25 sales and you multiply 100, and that gives you how much you did in new business for the campaign. Okay? Kat, do you know how much you did in new business in the fall? Was it close to 70K? Do you know what you guys did in the fall? Do you know or no? Okay. Well, I'm willing to bet that if we pulled it up, it would be around 60. Because do you know how much you did in August? We need Mary Lou here. But anyway, I'm willing to bet that if we pulled it up, it would say, right? And then there's Jordan. Right. So if you look at Jordan, 618 times it by 100. I'm willing to say he did about 60K in new business in the fall. This is why the top 25 is so important. You should always be looking at, so if somebody wants to have $1 million summer, that means their 25 person needs to be at 10K. Okay? Because it's just adding zeros. And if we can pull up, well, I'm not gonna take time to do it, but if you want to talk to me about it later, we can pull up Drew's, and Drew did $1 million in the summer, right? And I'll show you his number 25 person is at 10K, or they're over 10K. The top 10 rep focus is very. Yeah.
Summer, I know it's like
yeah, that's always right on. So that's why that goes back to your weakest link, right? You're only as good as your weakest link. And so it's always focusing on number 25 in your office. Now you got to recruit 25 people first, right? So you can have a top 25. Yes. Top 10 rep focus. That's simple. You guys get that? Who are your top 10 reps? Spend an hour with each of them. And that is definitely worth your time. That's going to create a foundation for you of 5 to 10K in new business every week. Closest to CPO. So what that means is who's selling right now, right? I could have somebody at 40K in sales who's lazy as shit and doesn't do anything. And then I have a new rep who just sold 3K last week and 2K the week before. Well, who as a district manager should I spend my time with? The one who's actually working, instead of spending my time trying to motivate this rep who's at 40K. They'll figure it out, right? So always focus on who's ever closest to CPA in your office. Also, what that does is it keeps everybody else on their toes, because it shows them that you don't put all of your eggs in one basket. When your top people see that you're spending time with new people, they go, oh my God, I might get replaced, right? And that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing. It drives productivity. All right, as far as the relationship conversations go, I'm gonna go through this myself. Relationships equal to retention, which equals to CPO. All of you are here right now because of a conversation that you had with your district or branch manager, right? Outside of the office, and you can probably recall it, that made you think bigger about wanting to be in the company. Would you guys agree? Right? Yes, there's a system to this. So it's always, a lot of you guys are here because of certain phone calls you might have gotten where your manager thanked you or whatever the case may be, right? So retention is what leads to big districts. Retention is what leads to big organizations. Retention is what leads to bringing 22 people to SC2. Retention is one of the most powerful tools you can have. And that's also what our division is about, right? It's about creating leaders, and how we do that is retaining more people. You guys know how to build a relationship with somebody. Care about them, generally get to know them, right? No, I don't. I'm just reading off it at this point. Oh, that's yours.
They don't look the same.
Yeah.
I want to write down what you're saying.
Okay. As far as performance versus results, so this is big. A lot of you guys as sales representatives get into that, and I've done this before as well. Here's the thing: we get paid off of our results, not off our efforts, right? So sometimes we have a habit of getting caught up in the results. Yes or yes?
Yes.
Now understand that not everyone, at least until they get to a certain point in sales, the results is not what they're focused on. Does that make sense? And when you drive results too much, it makes your people feel that you're using them, that the only reason you want them in this business is for their CPO. Now we know that's not the case, right? Sometimes we're just caught up in a contest, whatever the case may be. But however, it's important to always focus on helping them feel good about their effort, not the results. Because we also know this, as long as they keep putting in the effort, is it going to work out for them eventually?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And so you want to focus on their effort, not necessarily the results. WIFT, this is my favorite. It's everybody's always tuned into a radio station. What's in it for me, right? What does this do for me? What is in it for me? Yeah, WIFM. So it's important that when you're having conversations, it's for them, right? Well, what's in it for them to come in on Sunday and phone for 3 hours? What's in it for a rep? It's not a rhetorical question.
Demos. Book demos and money. That's how
Most times
it's way more fun to come to the office, right? So it's when you're having conversations with people, especially to get them to the office, like understand as a manager, you're not their boss, guys. Yeah, you're their boss, but that only works in training. That only lasts so long. And so after that, it's the better you can get at having what's in it for them conversations. In general, your conversations will go higher. You'll be able to create a lot more productivity, and you'll be able to corral a lot more system managers, a lot more development for yourself, and you're going to have a much better branch experience or district experience if you get great at these conversations. Exactly. How great is Kathy getting people to do things they don't want to do?
Oh my God, Kathy.
I know this house was furnished by all of you, right? You guys helped move in, and so that's why it's so important to learn how to have those combos.
How long did it take you to get
This was like, I don't know, I would say I'm still working on it, but this was something I really worked on my first summer as a branch. And so it's something that I recruited 39 people and had a 4K PPR. And that was, a lot of it was just having strong relationships. By the way, that came from having strong relationships and following this metric system. And the next document we're going to go over. So the rest of this, guys, is simple: want to versus need to, right? They want to do this. They don't need to do this. Always remember that. Most of your reps don't really need money, especially your best reps. You don't want them to need it, because if they need it, how do they act on demos? Right? And we don't want that. We want. Oh, wait, so this is big. Under promise and over deliver. As a leader, you should always under promise things you're going to do, right? If you under promise and over deliver, there's lower expectations, and you can shine and make yourself look better, whatever the case may be, right? For example, anybody give me an example of making under promising and over delivering?
Let's see.
I'll give you a great example.
Okay. Like saying, like, oh, today I had a bad day. Tomorrow's gonna be a great day. Like, you're gonna kill it tomorrow.
I'm gonna give you guys a great example. You're going on a date, okay? And you tell your date that you're going out to dinner. So your date's just expecting dinner. But instead of just dinner, you pick her up in a horse carriage, take her through the city, and then you take her to dinner. See how you under promised and over delivered?
Netflix and chill.
But everybody get it? So you always want to under promise and over deliver. Honesty, right?
I don't need it. We just chill.
So with honesty,
Jack is the conversation.
I'm sorry.
so with honesty, you guys know how to be honest. This is more of, don't be your manager, be yourself. Don't be afraid to be yourself with your representatives, by the way. Now, there's a line, right? You all know there's a line. However, don't be afraid to be open, to wear your heart on your sleeve, right? To listen to them and have deep conversations. There's nothing wrong with being an open person. So they see you as an open person, and they'll be more comfortable to coming to you when they have problems, right? And that's what creates development. Their experience should always match their expectations. The promises you make are the things they should experience, right? If you're in training and you're telling people that they're gonna go out and sell 10K this weekend, and they sell 4K for the weekend, they're gonna feel terrible. And you're like, what, they sold 4K? Yeah, you told them they were gonna sell 10. Tell them they're gonna sell 250. So when they sell 4, they feel amazing about it, right? Or they sell 1,000, they feel amazing about it. And then obviously good days, bad days, you guys know that. And then recognition and appreciation. That's a big one with recognition and appreciation. So this is side note. So at team meetings, your people, your top 5 for the week, go up to them one-on-one. This is something that I've done throughout, and for you guys who've been on my team of experiences, just thank them for their hard work for the week. Individually. Make sure everybody sees you doing it. But something as small as, let's say this is a team meeting, right? And Brooke was at 4,500 for the week. She was #1 in the office. While I'm running the meeting, the phone jam's starting or whatever, somebody's giving a talk, right? Everybody's still in the room, and Jacob's up here giving a talk. Well, I go over to Brooke and just go, hey, thank you so much for your effort this past week. It's carrying the team on your back. And then having that conversation and thanking her genuinely, right? That's going to mean the world to her. Obviously, recognize her in the front like I did with everyone else, but also going up to your top people like that will make a big, big difference in how long they stick around. And when they have tough weeks or when their family's on their case or their boyfriend or girlfriend is on their case, they'll come to you and they'll talk to you about it rather than just quit. And you'll be like, whoa, what happened to my blank rep who was selling 3K a week? So any questions on the metric system? Simple? Say no if nobody got it, if you didn't get it. Okay, everybody got it. Cool. Go ahead, Adam.
I think one thing that I'm curious of is how do I know how to treat my 5 top reps, but how do I get those 5 top reps?
You recruit them.
Then, like,
It's not a recruiting talk, Adam.
Get them
How do I get them to what?
to be the top 5? Like, is it just like
PDI to PC?
Well, that's just okay. So you,
That's
so you,
separate productivity.
that's another talk. But
We
your
can
quite
talk- Yeah, we can chat later.
right. Essentially, your question is, how do you get someone there? Well, it's simple. You just listen to Drew Frank's PC and run that PC with them, and that will get them to 1,000. It's the simplest way to tell it too. All right, next document we're gonna go over. Or Kathy, she's pretty good too. Sorry, I'm just reading Drew's document, so.
wow.
She's actually better. I'm not even kidding, guys. Did you know she mentored Drew? I found that out on the trip. I was like, what? Yeah, I was like, what? That's crazy.
So how much should I hear saying I watched the videos? It's all his.
All right, so we're gonna go into the follow the manual. So if you guys want to pull that up, follow the manual. How do you guys still follow your manual? Show of hands.
Yeah.
I did that in the winter.
How many of you guys stopped following your manual and then went back to your manual? Here's the thing, guys. The manual works,
It does.
Oh, shit.
right? So I figured it out, right? The reason the manual works is the idea with the manual is that the dumbest person on the planet can sit there and read that thing word for word and smile and get them to cut things, and they will sell Cutco. That is what the manual is. And that is not to belittle your intelligence. That's not what I mean by it. What that means is that and they won't sell a lot, right? But they'll sell something. They'll sell pizza cutters, right? They'll sell average orders. If they're doing that, right? If somebody, your weakest link can do that, then your top rep, right? You guys, for example, when you use it, that's when we sell ultimates and signatures and homemakers, right? And kitchens and so on and so forth. So Drew did $3 million, right? Last year. One of his FSMs was telling me that if you walk around his office during a phone jam, all you hear is the manual. Whether it's the scholarship approach, the training approach, right, for like new reps, or they're in the acquaintance approach, or whatever it is, you hear that word for word being spit out in all directions. Guys, if the #1 office in the country is doing that, I think your rep probably should do it too, right? But it's your conviction behind believing it that it works. Also, what the manual does is when your reps are sucking it up for whatever reason, you can grab them and it's always one of 3 things and it's an easy fix. Whereas if they're doing something else, how are you supposed to fix it, right? How are you going to be a good coach for them if you don't have a platform to utilize to help them get better, right? Anyone who has had a conversation with me when you weren't selling, what do I always tell you? Go back to the manual. I did the same thing, by the way. When I wasn't selling, I just went back to the manual. It worked, right? Really, did you have a question? Okay. So let's dive in. Andrew, if you can for me, what says the manual has everything?
Actually, you know what? Real quick before we start that, food's ready. You want to pause and grab?
Yeah, if you guys want to get some food, go ahead.
Yeah.
How do I pause the video? Should I stop? Hold on, wait. Should I stop the broadcast?
Yeah, stop it.